Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, let's talk about Bitcoin, of course, but also Cardano and Ton. Ton, yes, and Cardano have some big updates, but of course with Bitcoin, well, there's always big updates, including a rare opportunity that you guys can't miss. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. Bitcoin is doing much better. 57.7. It touched upon 58 this morning, right? Or maybe not even this morning, this afternoon. And we're coming up. That is good. That is good. Actually, this morning when I was streaming, we actually got a little boost because Fed Chair Powell, he spoke in front of the Senate and said that holding rates high for too long could jeopardize economic growth. That's what the market wants to hear. Market wants to hear that he is going to cut interest rates soon, right? The Fed fund rate. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow or Thursday? No, it's Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So Thursday, we're going to get a big CPI inflation reading in the U.S. and PPI inflation reading on Friday. Both of those come in low, showing inflation's coming down. Well, then there's a really good chance that we will get a rate cut soon, sooner than expected. Right now, the probability of a rate cut this month, end of this month, is 4.1%. Very low. But again, if those inflation readings come really low, like surprising low, which should not happen, but it tends to happen, especially when it's in the best interest of the elections or the incumbent, when it's the best interest of the incumbent, gaining votes and that happens with jump-starting the economy and making stocks and making money flow. When it comes to that, of course, cutting rates sooner than later is better, right? So we'll see. Are the numbers going to come in very low, unexpectedly low, which will drive this 4% up, maybe to even 20, 25, 30%. Could happen, right? Something else, I don't know, this has nothing to do with crypto, but Jeff Bezos sold almost $1 billion worth of shares today. In over the last year, he sold like $8 billion of Amazon stock. The guy just does not care about Amazon anymore and is driving them lower and lower and lower. He's just having the time of his life right now. Or he's using that to buy Bitcoin, right? We know there are a lot of whales and whale addresses that keep on accumulating. Maybe he's one of them. Maybe he wants to become the world's richest man, right? And one way to do it is just accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can. Maybe that's why he's doing it. I don't know. But it's happening, right? Anyways, moving back to Bitcoin, the Fear and Greed Index hits its lowest level since January of 2023. And that's no good. Well, no, it's no good, but it's also good because, you know what Bitcoin's price was back in January 2023? It was about $16,000. So the fear level right now is the same as when Bitcoin was around $16,000. Think about that. Okay. It shouldn't be like that. The fear level shouldn't be nowhere close to that. But the thing is, again, when it comes to a turnaround, going up and hitting that next leg upwards, right? Being this fearful is good. It's good. Capitulation is I don't know, for some it already happened. For others, maybe happening around the corner. When you have all the weak hands leave the market, well, that's when the market's ready to rally up, right? Now, what about the German government? Are they still selling? Well, today is actually a mystery because it looked like they received a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? Rather than sell off, in the last 7 hours, they received a deposit of 18 Bitcoin, 380, 140, 250, 330, 2,771, And then they sent that off again, right? I don't know what's happening with German government's hot wallet right now. Like, if they're going to sell, they should just sell. Why are they getting Bitcoin now too? And from Kraken, right? So you can see this one right here, the 380 is from Kraken. And then here's another one from Kraken, 330. I don't know why they're getting inflows. And then they're still selling. But anyways, their overall holdings went up today to almost 1.4 billion. But that's still way lower than even a few days ago when they were sitting at like 2.3 billion. So they're still a billion lower, but I just don't get it. Why are they having Bitcoin come back into the wallet now? Why is it not just being sold? I see in the comments, Germany trolling. Maybe that's exactly what they're doing. These people are paying attention. I can't figure it out. But it seems like they haven't sold anymore, right? But on the opposite side, what about the ETFs? ETFs had, again, another massive day, and this is without BlackRock. So BlackRock yesterday bought $187 million of Bitcoin. Today, number's not out yet, but you can see Fidelity bought 91 million, okay? And I don't know who this fund is, ARK. ARK bought 43 million, and I mean, so overall, in total, 95 million. That's without BlackRock. And BlackRock, again, bought like 150, 200 million. We're talking about a massive inflow day again, right? So Wall Street certainly isn't scared of Germany and Germany selling. In fact, they're taking advantage, right? They know that Germany already sold more than half of what they hold. And Wall Street is starting to pick up ever since last week. The inflows started building up. 143 million, 294 million, and tomorrow I have the full figures. Obviously, yes, Wall Street's loading up. It's a great time to be accumulating. You buy when others are fearful. In this case, retail. Retail investors are capitulating. That's why the fear and greed index is so high. And you know who's buying? The big institution whales, aka the smart money. What they're doing is loading up. They're loading up as much as possible at this point, right? Also, Argentina's loading up. Crypto adoption in Argentina soars amid 276 inflation spike. Yeah, so those of us in the US, in Europe, Australia, wherever you may be, even though you suffer from inflation, luckily you don't suffer from hyperinflation like Argentina and some of the other countries around the world, right? When your money is basically being burned in front of you due to inflation, what are you supposed to do, right? You have to purchase other things. And luckily, Argentinians can purchase Bitcoin and crypto, right? So that is why it's happening and why it's so important to load up on Bitcoin. Because even though us in the US, we're not suffering from hyperinflation like Argentina, but we're still suffering from inflation. And I don't care if the inflation data shows inflation is going down. Things cost a lot more today than, say, 4 years ago. Goods and services have gone up. Real estate have gone up. Price of cars have gone up. Clothes have gone up. Obviously, investments have gone up. Everything has gone up, right? So you are seeing your buying power diminish over time due to inflation. That's why you got to hold hard assets like Bitcoin, which has a set supply, and the demand keeps on rising, right? Nothing has outperformed Bitcoin over the last 10 years or even 5 years, and will keep on going, right? So it's a very important point. The more you learn about money, the more you learn about Bitcoin, the more bullish you become and your conviction becomes stronger, right? Especially if you learn about money. And I'm not an expert when it comes to money, but the more I learn about it, the more I realize that it's all built on a house of cards and it's all intended to collapse one day, okay? And the governments around the world do not really care about your personal well-being. They just care about protecting their own pockets and protecting their own banks. That's what it comes down to. All right, now outside of Bitcoin, what else is going on? Let's talk about some projects that I normally don't talk about. Like for example, Cardano. Don't talk a lot about Cardano. Not a whole lot going on, but now there is. There's a new update. The Chang hard fork is coming, and this makes it easier for them to move towards decentralized governance, which really doesn't exist in most major chains. Yes, even though people can vote on governance, but it's not truly decentralized like Cardano, right? So according to roadmap, this is part of Voltaire, right? And Basho, which is scaling, is also really not complete, but they're just moving forward with that. But basically, it's been many, 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 many years, and Cardano is finally getting to a point where it can finish itself and really concentrate on just bringing dApps, right? But decentralized governance is really the next major phase. At some point, Cardano people have to realize at some point, Charles is going to step away. He has said that too. He has said once Cardano is truly decentralized, which that's his vision, you will step away one day. And I don't know what's going to happen after that. But that is what this is leading towards. Okay. But besides just a big update with the new hard fork, right? But they've been announcing a lot of stuff. For example, this was announced 4th of July. I don't know if anyone paid attention, but Cardano is joining the IBC, okay, the Inter-Blockchain Communications Protocol, which means that this will allow Cardano to talk to 110 blockchains, right? Everything that's based within Cosmos. Cosmos is part of IBC, and every chain within Cosmos is part of IBC, including like Injective and Celestia and Say and a few others, BNB chain and others. Being part of this means that there could be cross-chain communication, interoperable communication. So that's pretty good. That's pretty massive if you think about it. And of course, Cardano is not just all work and no play. Okay, there are games being built on top of Cardano. You don't hear about them much. Cornucopias is one of them. But there are other games that are coming aboard Cardano. Here's one, Chains of War. Okay, that's being listed on Epic Games. Built on Cardano. Quite exciting. And it's not just games, even memes. Okay, for whatever reason, Charles loves this new meme coin called Nike, which is a pig. It's his pig. Okay. And he talked about, I don't know if he fully endorsed it, but he has talked about it in the past, like this post right here from last month. And, this Nike went up crazily, but now it's at 7.1 million market cap. But what's strange is the very first meme on Cardano, Snack, which is still at 64 million, obviously coming down from their previous peak, but still 64 million, quite a large market cap meme. I never see Charles talk about Snack, right? So that's kind of strange. But even Charles is kind of embracing memes now, right? So that's pretty positive. So Cardano has memes, has games, have real serious stuff like decentralized governance coming and scaling. So this is why Cardano is still a big cap and continues to stay strong in the top 10, right? All right, so that's a Cardano update. What else is there? Ton coin update. This is pretty big. This came out just today. Ton and Polygon are teaming up to launch a new L2 on top of Ton. And this L2 is going to be EVM compatible so that they can draw in DeFi and GameFi and you betcha probably memes and infrastructure, right? So, yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Polygon also has, a lot of relationships with like Immutable and and Beam and Avalanche and stuff, but this is pretty big. Ton is obviously has a lot of momentum. And if they can launch this L2 and draw even more dApps on board, absolutely huge for them, right? In terms of active daily addresses, it's already sky high. Look at where Ton is versus even ETH has surpassed ETH, but Sol is still up there, right? Sol is still growing, but it is definitely growing by leaps and bounds. Even have more daily active addresses than even Ethereum. That's pretty darn big. So good for Ton. Good updates. Let's go help them more. And lastly, in terms of ETH ETF looks like it's a sure thing for this month. You're seeing a lot of these fund managers, they're already, having a race to offer the lowest fees, kind of like when Bitcoin spot ETFs came out. They're doing the same thing. And Grayscale even thinks that their conversion, their ETH trust into a ETH spot ETF will happen July 18th, which is only a couple weeks away, right? So get ready for that. Get ready for that. And that's it. That's pretty much it. All right. Overall, market's coming up. A lot of alts did pretty well today. Let's do some Q&A. Let me scroll up. Let's see if I missed anything. Germany is weird. A lot of comments about Germany. Alan says, according to David Weisberger, the coins come back to them when a sell order isn't fulfilled or something like that. And that's why inflow back to Germany's hot wallet. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Right? When you transfer to Coinbase, you could just keep on selling, and then you never have to transfer back. So I don't know if I get that argument. John Terrell says, "What's up, G? Why do people have against Da Vinci? I sold all my Luna, aped in his waffle project. It looks more than a meme." Da Vinci is obviously an OG, telling people to buy Bitcoin at $1, but he's been involved and shilled a lot of projects since then, done a lot of sponsorships, kind of gained I don't know if it's a bad rep, but made some questionable calls and involved himself with questionable projects. So I would say that. I met him in Dubai, nice guy, but since his call to buy Bitcoin at $1, he's been involved with many other projects. Dermish, CryptosRUs, the top holder Land Wolf on ETH donated $2 million to get all the tier 1 exchanges. I don't get that. What is Land Wolf, first of all? And what do you mean donate $2 million? You mean he paid all the exchanges to get listed? I don't even get that. Jolamas, George, do you think there'll be a crypto market index fund made of ETFs of top projects, Sol ETH Bitcoin index? Yeah, eventually. Once Sol gets its ETFs, and then we have ETH and Bitcoin, they'll probably create one with all three. And then what's after Sol? I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll get the XRP ETF. I don't know if anyone really wants the XRP ETF. I don't know. I can't even guess what the next ETF would be. CPI is going to come out Thursday. Did not come out today. Why don't I like three-pointers? I have nothing against three-pointers. They're fine. But the NBA shoots way too many of them. Way too many. All the plays are basically to kick the ball out for a 3 rather than before, you know, throw in the center, let the power forward, the center, you know, score. Now it's no longer the case. It's all fake out plays to get people to go in and they kick the ball out for a 3. I mean, it's like way too many 3s. That's the only thing. I have 3-point lines in my gym. I just don't shoot a lot of them. VR, I don't know if you're just trying to start something, but I've said that. Go to Rewind. I said Charles already announced early on that one day he was going to step away. People don't want to hear that or refuse to hear that. I didn't say that was new. That was said long time ago. Basketball lost muscle in the paint. Yeah, I'd love to see like a Shaq come back, but you know, there's that one guy that's 7'9" in college. Um, you know, you got a lot of these big bodies coming out now. Maybe they could do something in the paint. Wemby is still amazing, but he's just not dominant in the paint. But he could be. What are your views on render? I don't know. They're deep in play. I used to like not like render a lot because it's not ETH and their token economics was horrible, and you can't really do anything on ETH because you're just paying a ton. But they moved to Solana. They changed some things around. Now they have a light relationship with Apple because the parent company produces some kind of, you know, GPU rendering software for Apple devices. So I think they have potential, but they're pretty big already, but they have potential. Live and local. George, good job not buying the Cybertruck. 2, by the way. What do you have against the Cybertruck? I saw Whistling Diesel short where he tried to enable 4-wheel drive and it says it's not available yet. I don't know why so many things are not available in the Cybertruck. FSD is not available. VR, just not saying not starting anything, just saying Cardano Foundation fundamentals haven't changed. That's not a good thing. When you don't have Bitcoin fundamentals haven't changed, and that's a good thing. Okay, others saying that their fundamentals haven't changed does not mean it's a good thing. But as long as you enjoy Cardano, that's you. I'll just leave it at that. But I think Cardano people need to realize that Charles is going to leave someday. He already said that, okay? And I don't think people are ready for that. That's like Saylor saying one day he's not going to be a Bitcoin maxi anymore. So I think a lot of people take that the wrong way. Live in local. You should invite me to take images the next fight. You are free to come if you're in the area. Bitcoin conference is coming up. By the way, I have a promotion code. If you, I know tickets are god awful expensive, but the next fight, the next karate combat fight is during the Bitcoin conference. And if you guys want to go to the conference, you get 10% off by using my code in the description, and then you get a free karate combat token, and then you can watch the IFC fight. What's really happening with Doge? Why everything was postponed to the Moon project? I don't even know what that is. Is that the one where someone's going to take a Doge ledger to space or something? I don't know. I don't think anyone took that serious. I don't know if you did. What is that going to accomplish? Nothing. Doge rides on the back of Elon. If Elon doesn't do anything, Doge is not going to do anything. The only reason why it went up in 2021 was because Elon got into it and kept, shilling it, and it did really well after basically it was a dead project for so many years. Even the founders gave up on it. But now, after he acquired X, he just no longer talks about Doge anymore. So I don't know. George, this morning he said Pepe has Doge potential. Does that mean it goes 70 cents? Well, they're not the same in terms of their supply is not the same. But can, say, Pepe go to like $70 billion? That kind of potential? Yes. Yep. Big Red is going to be fighting Chucky Records. They're one of the cards. I don't think that's been announced yet, but that's going to be a pretty fun fight. Naeem is, I think he's the CEO, I think. I met him in Austin. Good guy. He's going to be fighting. Chucky Records is another one that's up and coming project. So they're going to be fighting. They're one of the cards for the next IFC. Into the cosmos. This is the worst thing Germany has done in history. I think you need to refresh yourself about German's history. Jewelry affairs. I'm loaded up on XRP. Am I an idiot? Well, if you own a jewelry store, I guess you are not an idiot. But as for XRP's potential, I don't know. Ripple already announced they're coming out with the stablecoin. They already announced they're going to go public and have a stock. So, I don't know, I think that's going to hurt them or hurt XRP. Could there be another giveaway of Master Cock NFT? Yes. But NFTs are so not hot right now. It's just the wrong time to be giving away. But I still have a ton to give out. So yes. Later on I will give them more. Give out more, I should say. Space Vibe says, be prepared for a better than expected CPI report. It can resume the bull market in an instant. I think the inflation numbers are going to come out to be spectacular. Really, really good. And whether that's true or not is irrelevant, because if CPI print shows that inflation is now at 2%, that's a green light for Powell to cut the Fed fund rate, right? So if it shows it drops dramatically, and I think there could be a good chance of that too. We know that Powell wants to cut the rate ASAP. He doesn't have that much time. If he waits until September to do it, that means only October, right? You only got 1 month for the market to really rally. To do it in July is way better because you have so many months leading up to November. All my groceries are still double what they were 3 years ago. That's what I'm saying. The inflation number, the CPI number, it could say 2%, but everything is now more expensive versus 4 years ago, right? There's nothing. You can't eat out for like what you used to before. Like before you could get, I don't know, get a pretty good meal for $10. Now it's like impossible to get a good meal without like spending at least 15, sometimes 18, $20. Same with groceries, stupidly expensive. Everything's more expensive. Have you seen gas prices? No chance. Gas, yeah, has become really expensive. Last time I filled up, it was like $130 or something. It was crazy expensive. So, anyways, how many of you guys have heard of streaming platform Kick? I'm just curious. When I asked earlier, no one heard of it. I'm going to do a poll real quick. I'm just curious. I think most people will say no. It's kind of like Twitch, right? It's really hard. It's not like YouTube. YouTube is the standard, right? When it recommends stuff and then you could search for things. With something like Twitch or Kick, you can't really search for things. You just have to be like notified, and then you just you randomly stumble across someone's stream. But there's like no search function, and it's really horrible. But Kick is growing, so I'm just curious. Out of the 189 votes, 43% says yes, 56 no. Okay, that's closer than I expected. I thought it would be like 20% yes and 80% no. Kick has some major scandals right now. What kind of scandals? If you would have bought your Cybertruck, it would have cost $130 to fill your tank. You mean it would not have? But it would have cost me $100K to buy the truck. Do more polls. Aiden Ross doesn't own Kick, but he's a large partner for sure. You should do a daily poll. These are fun. Actually, I should. I think I should do more polls. What's another poll I could do before I take off? Okay, 59% said no. 60% said no. So majority of people don't know. All right, one more poll for all the Cardano people. Which meme do you prefer? Since I talked about Cardano today.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too
Which meme do you
centralized,
prefer?
but I definitely
Nike
want to meet Chris
or
Larson.
Snack? Oops. I didn't mean to show that. I don't know how that happened. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty close. 41% and 59%. SNAC is leading. All right, guys. So to conclude, got a rare opportunity to load up on Bitcoin like the institutions. Tomorrow we'll have the final numbers into the ETFs, but they look absolutely fantastic, okay? It is time to load up on Bitcoin before it comes back up. And I don't know what's going on in Germany. They actually had inflow today rather than outflow. And I gave a little update about Cardano and Ton and everything else. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time as always, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? And the poll is ending with 41% for Nike or 40% and 59% for SNAC. Have a good night. Take care.